The year was 1915. In Europe, World War I was well underway. As men fought and died in the trenches, life in the United States went on as normal. Americans had little interest in fighting in a European war. At the start of the war, President Wilson and Congress voted to remain neutral, pledging to keep American troops out of the war. But staying neutral would prove more difficult for the United States. Trouble began on May 1st when German submariners targeted the Lusitania, a British passenger liner. The Lusitania had departed from New York City on its return voyage across the Atlantic Ocean. Its final destination? Liverpool, England. There were nearly 2,000 passengers on board. Among them, 159 Americans. Little did they know, the Lusitania was also carrying a secret stash of cargo. 173 tons of ammunition destined for British soldiers on the front lines. But to reach England, the Lusitania had to pass through waters patrolled by German submariners. Days before the ship's departure, the German government posted ads in New York papers, warning civilians that all ships traveling to England ran the risk of attack. Most people, including the ship's captain, ignored the warning altogether. They did not believe Germany would sink a ship carrying hundreds of innocent civilians. But just south of Ireland, the Lusitania received word that German U-boats were nearby. The captain slowed down, but it was already too late. The German submarine U-20 had locked its sights on the British vessel. At 2:10 in the afternoon, the U-20 launched a single torpedo. The direct hit punched a hole in the ship's hull. 15 seconds later, the ship's boiler exploded, tearing the ship in half. In less than 20 minutes, the Lusitania disappeared beneath the waves. Men, women, and children were stranded in the Atlantic Ocean. Many drowned. Others died of hypothermia. In total, nearly 1,200 passengers and crew perished in the attack, including 128 Americans. News of the Lusitania shocked and angered the American public. President Wilson criticized the attack, calling on Germany to end its attacks on non-military vessels. In the end, Germany agreed to limit its submarine warfare, but the damage was already done. American opinion had turned against Germany. Some even called for war. The horrific sinking of the Lusitania was a wake-up call for Americans who believed the United States could remain neutral during World War I. As the war dragged on, Germany broke its promise by sinking several U.S. merchant ships. By 1917, concerns over the safety of U.S. ships peaked. Something had to be done. On April 2nd, President Wilson asked Congress to declare war, which it did 2 days later. The United States had entered World War I.